Welcome to Pearl Exchange.
We're glad to have you here, and we're happy to be here as well. This whole thing started as an idea that we just talked about and has grown into a reality.
And here we are.
Here we are in our recording space with our Ugandan tea in hand.
Right here.
And this is actually happening.
Very true.
Welcome along to this journey with us.
Definitely.
We'll see where it goes.
So in this segment, shall be just introducing ourselves and getting you well acquainted with us, and yeah.
Going forward, our episodes will be more of a conversation centered around a certain topic. But for this first one, we just want to give you an overview of who we are, what we're doing, why we're doing it, and what things might look like going forward.
Definitely. We just don't want to come to your faces and you actually don't know anything about us. So that's why we deemed it fair for you to get to know a little bit about us all. So starting with that, you want me to go first? Or?
Yeah, who are you, Ian?
All right. My name is Ian. I'm born and raised in Uganda, in the western region of Uganda, and I've lived in multiple places in Uganda. I relocated earlier last year, 27. Today makes a very
the day we're recording this makes 1 year.
Yeah, so today makes 1 year since I got to the United States, which is pretty amazing. And I lived in Uganda for my whole life, and I've been here for about 12 months today. And how I came here through the Diversity Visa Lottery Program, which is a program that promotes diversity right here in the United States. This program is free for everyone to apply, but then you got to take your chances, and you need a lot of patience in it to be able to get selected and also go through the process. And that should be a brief about myself. Bailey, would you want to talk about yourself today?
Sure. So my name is Bailey, and I was born and raised in the United States, and lived pretty much in the Midwestern region.
Okay.
I first went to Uganda in January of 2024.
Okay.
So I was in college or university, and I got to learn about a study abroad program where North American students could spend a semester in Uganda and take some classes there, as well as have an internship. And things came about, and I had the opportunity to go into this program. And so my final semester of university I spent in Uganda at Uganda Christian University.
Yep.
And so I was living and studying there, and I also had an internship in Kampala.
Awesome.
And so that was for 1 semester. Also was able to do some traveling with the program as well. So I went, to Gulu, to Kapchora, to Jinja, few places. I didn't so much see the West. I think I only went as far as Masindi, where you're from.
Awesome.
Didn't make it all the way
to Umbara and all that kind of thing.
Not quite there, but was able to at least get a glimpse into some other sides of Uganda as well.
Nice.
And then I came back to the U.S. and graduated from university, got my degree. But God took me back to Uganda. I got the opportunity to work with the study abroad program that I had been a student in.
Yeah.
And so just a few months after graduating, I returned to Uganda in August of 2024.
Sweet.
And then I was there for about 10 months.
Yeah.
And just came back to the States in June of this year, June of 2025, after my contract had finished. So I've spent about 14 months in Uganda, but not all consecutively. There are a few months in between there.
So you were in Uganda for like 4 months, then you left, then you came back for like 10 months.
Yeah.
So together, summing you to like 14 months.
Exactly.
Sweet.
Exactly. And when I was coming back to the States after being in Uganda for the 10 months, I actually was coming to live in a new city. My family was all living in a new city, and so I came and lived in that same area as well.
Yeah.
And so I was looking for community.
So you were new, just like me here.
I was new, kind of like someone else, and didn't, know the place very well or know many people. And so I was wanting to form some new community. I'd gotten to experience the community found in Uganda, and then was looking for it when I came back.
Yeah.
So that led me to go to some different things and try to meet more people.
Yeah.
One of which was I went to a young adult worship night
Okay.
at Trey Ministries.
Yo, Trey Ministries.
And happened to meet this random guy from Uganda.
Yeah, so random guy from Uganda. I as well. Trey is a place I used to go to connect with young adults as well. I still go there, and yeah. So on this random day, I came on a Friday to like hang out with young adults as usual, and then I saw people playing Skippo. Skippo is one of the games I actually love to play. So while I was there, I'm like, all right, I'm definitely gonna dive in here, and then I happened to set my eyes on your bracelet right here, and I'm like, oh, she could be from German, but the flag.
I only have the one set of stripes, so unless you see the white part, it just looks like a German flag.
Yeah. So I'm like, maybe she's from Germany. I'll definitely ask her. So I asked you, I'm like, hey, did you make that yourself? And you're like, I actually got this from Uganda. And that's when I actually told you, oh, I'm from Uganda too. So we had a lot of conversations after that.
Yeah, being able to, I think it was kind of a source of comfort for both of us of, you being able to talk about things from home and have someone actually understand some of what you're talking about. And for me too, like I had just recently gotten back from a year in Uganda, and I could talk about things with my friends and family here, but they don't really know what I'm talking about. And so being able to like, I can talk about this and you know what I mean. And also being able to talk about like similarities and differences and comparing and contrasting. And also just the experience of being a new person in a country.
Very true.
All sorts of things that we could talk about because we had both had some of that experience.
Different experiences, yeah. So like on the time we actually met, that's when we actually said, okay, I mean, from all the talks we had, we're like, all right, we could meet maybe for coffee or something. And then we happened to go and meet for coffee, I think 3 days after. Days before my birthday that time. And we had a lot of conversations to talk about, but then with this we talked about podcasts because I had an idea previously when I came. I'm like, all right, I'm definitely going to talk about my life experience, the changes I've had living here, and how it's been like for me. So when I shared this with you, you were kind of interested.
Yeah. I mean, this was an idea that you had, separately, like something you were just going to do on your own and share some videos about your experience coming to America, but then as we were having these conversations, you were like, maybe she could contribute some to this as well. So I think when you first asked me, I was just envisioning like, I'll maybe be featured in a few episodes, like be a guest on this. And so I agreed to that. I was like, no, that would be fun. I'm down for that. But then after we parted ways that day, I started to have a bunch of ideas about but we could talk about this, or what if we had a different topic with each video, and also just thinking about how these are conversations that we would be having anyways because we can connect over it, but these are conversations that others might want to be able to
listen to,
maybe learn a few things from our experiences. We're not experts on anything.
No.
We're just two random people who have had the privilege and blessing of being able to experience life in another part of the world.
Different countries,
But, people have perceptions about what life is like in another place on the other side of the world.
Very true.
And usually those perceptions are based off of, what you see in media, or, like American movies are watched in different parts of the world. And so I had a lot of Ugandans asking me like, so this thing that I've seen in an American movie, is that what it's like? But you can't blame a person for that. Like, I unless you come into contact.
That's when you will tell. I'll tell you an example. So like when I came down here, I was very excited to see snow. I never actually thought when it actually snows, the days it actually gets very cold. And on this day, I was just moving out. Like the first day it snowed, I'm very excited. I'm going out. Like I didn't have any gloves, anything. I'm like, cause I see people in movies going out. Like you have like a shot like this, and you're just moving out. You only have one layer.
It's just all pretty. And, yeah.
And I was like, at the time I was there, I was freezing. My ears, like everything on me was freezing. I'm like, what is this? It doesn't look like movies. Yeah, but yeah, so different lifestyles, things that we think that we can actually talk about, than actually having a perspective view of seeing them in movies and maybe listening to myths people say. So again, we. Since you like, as you say, we're like not experts in this, but then we're just generalizing to share life stories that we've actually gone through here.
Yeah, you know, and in the same way, like, as I was saying, oh yeah, I'm going to Uganda, like, friends and family here were like, so are you gonna be, like, living in a hut? And I'm like, no, like, that's not, that's not, you know, and, but again, you're limited to what you see on media.
On TV, yeah.
And so, our intention in starting this and in sharing about our experiences is just simply to give a glimpse, because what you see on media doesn't necessarily reflect the entire reality.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we're not experts of anything, but we're just people that have lived in Uganda and lived in the US, and so we're just sharing from our experiences of being in both places.
Yeah.
And hope to kind of, give a glimpse into things.
Yeah.
We can't speak on behalf of, you know, all Ugandans or all Americans. There's obviously a lot of diversity in that, and, you know, our experiences are limited.
Yeah. But,
just, sharing, like, observations and things like that we have encountered. Because, you don't know a place until you've been there, or also it's hard to know the truth about things, if it's just what you're gathering from mainstream media.
Exactly. So. And then moving forward, we're gonna be having different episodes coming up as well. And Bailey, would you want to tell us maybe a glimpse so that our viewers could actually get to know what we're actually going to be cooking up here?
Sure, yeah. So we will be coming out with episodes on Fridays, but every other Friday. So we'll have episodes coming out bi-weekly. And each episode will be sort of centered around a topic of discussion, partly because I talk a lot. And if we just left it open-ended, then these would be episodes too long.
Yeah, they'll
for
be
anyone
too
to
long for you.
To.
I don't think you definitely want to watch an hour, 30 minutes episode. But then if we like make them different segments, like in 30 minutes, it's something that you can watch off maybe when you're like doing dishes at home or something. Right. And this will make you, smile. Put a smile on your face, which is pretty amazing.
Exactly. So some examples of topics that we might be covering are what some of our adjustments or cultural or lifestyle shocks were in living in the different places. We will be addressing some of the myths or misconceptions that people tend to have about what life in America is like, or what life in Uganda or other African countries is like.
And trust me, you actually don't want to miss this. You should actually tune in to actually watch this. There is one that will actually make me burst to tears.
You may have laughed at me pretty hard, but it's okay. I'll get over it.
I can never stop laughing about it. If you definitely want to listen to this, hey, tune in for the next episode.
Yes. So, just a sample of some of the topics we might be covering, but we also want to hear from you. If there's something that you're curious about, or you would have questions for us, or just a topic that you want us to cover, let us know. Reach out on our socials. We are open and we want to hear from you as well. Yeah, we're well connected. So we have our Instagram page, we have our TikTok page, so definitely when you search for Pal Exchange, you will actually find us both on TikTok and on Instagram. So if you have anything that you want us to talk about, discuss, if there is anything you're curious to know, hey, reach out and we will definitely, share.
just with you.
Yes.
And then
And so we'll talk about a topic for an episode, but we will finish each episode the same way with a segment that we are titling
called out.
So, even though English is spoken in both Uganda and the United States, we have come to learn that, while it may be English, different things are called something different in each place. Or a word that you might be used to using in a certain way in the US is used in a different way in Uganda.
In Uganda.
Or vice versa. And we have had our share of experiences where we have either not been understood.
Very true.
Or not understood what someone else is saying.
Yep.
And that comes with some embarrassment and maybe some laughter.
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about what some of those differences in language and what something is called are, so that you guys can learn from us and, learn from our laughable moments.
Yeah, every episode we will always have one called out for you so that you will have to definitely get to know some of the different called out things we have in different countries here. So
and just a way to end things on a lighter note.
Yeah,
so let's talk about our first called out segment here.
Yeah.
So we both shared briefly our journey of coming to the other country and, what that overview was.
Yeah.
But words surrounding that.
Very true.
Are a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
So, for my case, growing up in America, if someone changes where they live, like, I live in this house, and then we pack up our things and are no longer living there.
Yeah.
We're now living in this new house in a new place.
Yeah.
We would call that moving.
Moving.
I moved from this city to this city, right? That is not what Ugandans call it.
That's a little bit different. Moving for us will be anything. So if moving would not actually mean like I'm carrying everything of mine from here. I'm definitely going to move to.
It's not a permanent thing. It's not you changing your place of residence.
Exactly. So imagine for people in Uganda. So imagine I'm living in maybe Mukono and I'm going to maybe I want to go to like Kampala. So most of the times I would say, yeah, I'm moving to Mukono. And then someone in Uganda will actually understand what I'm saying.
Right. You're just going there.
I'm just going there and I'll be back in the next few hours. But then if you're like here and you tell someone, I'm moving to Mukono, they're going to think you're actually carrying everything you have right here and you're taking everything you have to Mukono and maybe that's where you're going to start staying.
Yeah.
So which is a little bit different. That reminds me, when there's a time I moved over to... See?
Yeah, you moved. See?
So there's a time I went to Okoboji, 4th of July for Independence, and I had a friend who called me, and I was like, yeah, I moved to Okoboji. And she's like, did you actually carry everything? I'm like, no, it's just a celebration. She's like, all right, you can say you went to Okoboji. Don't say... I moved. When you say I moved, I think you've left the
She
state.
thought that you had gone to now live in Okoboji.
Yeah, she thought I had left this place. I'm actually living in Okoboji, so which is a little bit different. So hey, cold out here.
Yeah. And what would you call that in Uganda?
Like definitely in Uganda, if you
change your place of residence.
If I change my place of residence, I'm gonna say I shifted to maybe. So I'm not going to say I moved. So in Uganda, it's going to be... some people actually say moved depending on your level of, I don't know, English and all. But then most of the people would understand, I have shifted. I've shifted from Kamocha to Nigeria.
Yeah.
I have shifted from Kampala to Mukono. So, but then it would be very hard for people to say maybe I have moved. Moved is like point to point,
right. It's just it's a traveling here and back. It's not changing your residence.
Yeah.
Like where you actually live.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the first time I heard the term shifted in Uganda, was in my internship, and we had done a home visit
Yeah.
for a client, and we got to, so we're in the community, and the neighbors were saying, "Oh no, that family's not here anymore. They shifted."
Yeah.
And so I was like, "Shifted?
Yeah.
What? Oh, and then I got to understand what they were meaning.
Yeah.
And so that is where I first was introduced to
The town.
that term being used for what I was used to call moving,
Yeah.
shifting instead of moving.
Yeah. So it will kind of like feel a little bit different. So hey, if you move to Uganda and you're like watching guys, and you definitely hear guys say shifted, hey, you definitely know now what it means because you've heard from us.
Yeah.
And then when you hear people say I moved, hey, don't get surprised. It's just a point to point movement.
Right.
So yeah.
Different level of seriousness to it.
Yeah. So hey, just don't get called out here and. So yeah, thank you today for tuning in to PAL Exchange.
Yes. And we will see you on the next episode.
On the next episode. Have a good day.